You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4, moving forward.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Live at 4 on this tropical Wednesday.
Ooh, it is a hot one outside. Yeah, and all week, News 3 Now's weather team has been tracking alert day conditions for today, and we have team coverage of that heat. Alex Harrington and Josh Sprider are downtown with your Concerts on the Square forecast. Jacob Montesano is in the studio tracking conditions around the viewing area, and Arman Rahman is covering the local impact. Let's start with Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington, who is outside in downtown Madison. How are you faring, Alex?
Hey, good afternoon, guys.
Hi, fifth Concerts on the Square, and it's hot.
It is hot, but actually, you know, we're in a pretty good shape. Shout out to photojournalist Brian Mesmer. I think we've got the best seat in the house. We've got some shade overhead because when you're in that sun, it is not pleasant out here.
It feels very toasty when you're in that bright sun, but every now and then we get this breeze that comes up from the south-southwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. And does that feel really good?
It really does.
And we're in good shape, too, because just parked not moments ago is the Chocolate Shop Ice Cream Company truck over there. So if we need to get something cool real quick, we've got our place to go.
And we know our Madisonians are tough. I mean, just taking a look at the Capitol lawn right now, the blankets are covered. The heat isn't keeping people home.
No, not at all. We've got that mural of community out here that's building for tonight's fifth Concerts on the Square. I got that forecast. Let's talk about the heat index.
Let's do it.
That's the most important number right now, is that feels like factor to your body right now. Right now in Madison, that's sitting at 98 degrees. To the west, though, we have 104 in Cross Plains, 100 to the south in Belleville. As we zoom on out here and look at the rest of southern Wisconsin, it was 104 in the Wisconsin River Valley, but we are down to 102. But that's still very, very high heat index. So if you are going to be out and about, coming down to Concerts on the Square, if you need to be outside this evening, take it easy, take some breaks, find that shady spot as well, and hydrate as we move through the rest of the evening hours. We'll also keep an eye on some showers and storms off towards the north and towards the west, but that should not impact at all Concerts on the Square. It's going to be warm, very humid, but the heat index value staying at or right around 90 degrees all the way through the show tonight. So again, if you're going to come on down to Concerts on the Square, make sure you have your water, your Gatorade, and have anything to keep you hydrated and help keep you cool. Of course, we got these nice shady trees down here as well. No storms on Radar 3000 right now in Dane County. As I zoom on out, we're keeping an eye on some storms up towards the northwest part of the state. And as I put Future Track into motion here, most of those storms stay up towards the north and towards the west, not impacting us during Concerts of the Square. But a little bit later in the newscast, Jacob in the studio will take you through Future Track and show you where those storms will line up tonight. But right now downtown here with Josh, it's toasty, it's warm, but it's manageable. It's very manageable.
It really is. It's comfortable out here. And coming up here in about 10 minutes, we're going to be talking to Joe Lanus with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra about what they're doing to make sure that people are staying safe out here too. So a lot to look forward to, guys. But for now, we'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, guys. Boy, summer is such a short season here that you just have to embrace it and enjoy it.
Do what you can.
Yes, that's right. We'll check back in a little while, guys. Thank you. And while we're lucky enough to be working inside today, there are a lot of other people who have no choice. They have to work outside to help keep things running smoothly.
Big thank you to all those workers, by the way. Arman Rahman has been speaking to workers across industries on how they're dealing with the heat. Now, he joins us right now, appropriately enough, out on the weather patio. Arman?
Yeah, that's right, guys. You know, as much as photojournalist Brian Mesmer put Alex and Josh in the shade, our director Briley seemed to frame me up right at the sweet spot where the sun is right now. I could have been in the shade, but no, I guess I have to be out here. That's all right. Now, for obviously Brady and Susan, I would have loved to sit at an air-conditioned desk all day like yourselves, but even lugging a camera and tripod around in the heat isn't as hard as some other jobs. I caught up with Joshua, a worker with Midstate, who was sawing parts of Raymond Road for other construction crews to dig up later on. Of course, that big roaring machine, coupled with the beating sun, really heats up the job for him. So Joshua makes sure to drink 90 ounces of water a day, half his body weight.
The hardest thing about it is just, I don't know, trying not to sweat all your water out, you know. But I drink a lot of water to compensate for that. That's basically it. If you start feeling woozy, you go in the truck for a little bit with the air on. Ain't a whole lot you can do. I always jump in the pool after work, so it kind of evens out.
Now today, Joshua says the biggest obstacle for his crews outside was the humidity. Of course, staying hydrated, very important there. Now there's one outdoor workplace that, isn't so bad. There's actually a lot of people at the zoo today. Coming up tonight at 5 and 6, I'll find out how they're keeping themselves and their animals cool in this extreme heat. Brady and Susan.
It's a big job, no doubt. Thank you, Armand.
There's a polar bear at the zoo.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Armand.
And our First Warn weather team has been forecasting today's alert day conditions all week. To receive updates ahead of time and when there's severe weather near you, download the free First Warn weather app. Just search WISC weather wherever you get your apps.
Happening tomorrow, the father of the Abundant Life school shooter will be in court. Jeffrey Ruppnow is set to have a preliminary hearing at 1:30 in the afternoon. A criminal complaint alleges that he knowingly provided his daughter with the guns that she used to kill a classmate and a teacher on December 17th, despite knowing about her mental health problems. Based on those allegations, the district attorney has charged Ruppnow with 2 counts of intentionally selling a dangerous weapon to a minor and 1 count of contributing to a child's delinquency.
The search for a missing Viterbo University grad student is over. Law enforcement officials say Elliot Heinz was found dead in Minnesota. The 22-year-old's body was recovered from the Mississippi River this morning, just before 10:30. She was last seen in the early morning hours of Sunday. Officials are still awaiting autopsy results for how she died.
And we have an update to some breaking news that we first brought you yesterday on Live at 4. The man that crews were looking for in Lake Mendota has died. Rescue efforts began at 3:17 after reports of a boating incident involving a family near Meadow Ridge Park. The mother and all of the children were accounted for. Crews found the 44-year-old man unresponsive at about 3:22 yesterday afternoon near Governor Nelson State Park. They brought him to shore and tried to save him, but couldn't. His death remains under investigation.
Recent numbers show Madison's housing crisis is improving, but for some healthcare professionals, the issue continues to create barriers to care.
Our Ellie LaLiberte introduces us to one UW physician who found a solution to a problem that she was facing firsthand.
City of Madison has one of the tightest rental markets in the country. So when travel nurses and students come here for just a couple of months, it makes finding a place to stay pretty difficult. That's where Christina Henderson came in. Henderson started Reliable Residence to match healthcare professionals and students to short-term housing. She says the struggle to find housing could impact those who need care.
Our healthcare community is so reliant on travelers because we're short-staffed across the country. So we bring in travelers to serve this need. And when our travelers can't find housing, they don't come, and our community suffers. And by that I mean long ER wait times, really long times to get in for elective surgeries. It impacts the entire community.
However, the city of Madison says there are tight restrictions on short-term rentals to prevent a buy-up of the already limited options. Right now, Henderson says she has 50 properties she's working with another 10 on the way. Reporting in Madison, Ellie LaLiberte, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Ellie. In other news, today is the first day of Packers training camp.
Despite the heat, the players biked from Lambeau to the practice field. It is such a special tradition every single year. Our Andrew Banstra is live in Green Bay this afternoon at the very first open practice. Oh, those poor guys, Andrew, and you too, out in the heat. How's it going?
Susan and Brady, the long ride of the NFL offseason hit the brakes today as the Packers return to Green Bay, heading from Lambeau Field on their bikes down the street to the Ray Nitschke practice field. And try and find a better tradition in all of sports, you simply won't. The excitement was in the air for the fans and for the players. A pair of Packers pass catchers told me the guys are already in sync and just happy to be back on the field.
It felt good. It felt like we were in phase. I don't know. It just felt clean still. Not a lot of mistakes. I mean, I false started, but I was all excited. I'm just glad to be out here.
It felt great to be back, man, with all the guys. You know, it's no feeling like this. You know, just being out there back on the grass with everybody.
Now, it's one thing to be excited to be back here, but a whole other thing to get to where this team wants to be. Coming up later on Live at 4, hear from the 3 J's, we'll call them, Jason Weldy, Jordan Love, and Josh Jacobs on the Packers' Super Bowl dreams. Brady and Susan, back to you guys from Lambeau Field.
All right, thank you, Andrew. And as our crew out in downtown deals with the heat, the faces of Concerts on the Square have a message for our viewers.
This isn't just a concert.
It's a tradition.
It's the heartbeat of summer in our city.
Together, we create our community.
And together, we keep the music playing.
And you can play your part by making a donation today and ensure this tradition lives on.
And you can help keep Concerts on the Square free and accessible by donating. Anything you're able to give helps. Scan this code or go to WCOconcerts.org to make a donation.
And stay with us. We have more live Concerts on the Square coverage coming up on Live at 4.
Josh Sprider and Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington will join us again with a special guest.
We're back with more live Concerts on the Square coverage.
Alex Harrington and Josh Sprider are downtown right now talking with the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra CEO Joe Lanus. Josh, Alex?
Hey guys, once again, ooh, that breeze.
It feels great.
It feels good. We got Joe Lanus joining us now. Joe, good to see you.
Good to see you both, yeah.
So it's certainly not cold outside this afternoon.
No, far from it. Pretty hot today, but manageable. When we're underneath the tree here, we get that breeze, even though we have those heat index values upwards of 100 degrees. It feels okay, even though we're sweating a bit here. And you and I have been in collaboration for quite some time talking about how we prepare for the weather forecast and then what happens with that forecast, and then how the concerts are modified based upon that forecast. So yesterday we were talking about how hot it was going to be today. Can you tell folks then on your end what took place afterwards to mitigate the heat and provide cooling measures for folks?
Yeah, well, always value our conversations Monday, Tuesday. So we actually called the municipal water service. We pulled in a water wagon. So for those that are here tonight, if they need more water, we have a water station over there.
Sure.
And I was really thinking about our crew today. So we had some extra breaks in the U.S. Bank building. They were kind enough to let us use their conference room. So, you know, we're always looking for ways to, as you said, mitigate sort of that risk. And so, yeah, those are just a couple of things that we've done today to make sure we stay safe out here.
Yeah, and we're, as the First Storm Weather Team, we're not the medical experts, but we are the forecasting experts. And that's exactly what we have been saying too. When it gets hot like this, heat index values in the low 100s, you want to limit your activity outdoors, and you can take some breaks. Hydrate, find a shady spot and a cool spot. And if things are a little bit too warm for you, then stay inside. But if not, come on down.
Yeah, it's not bad down here. You're also sporting your new merchandise, which is kind of helping you stay cool too.
That's right. Yeah, I was telling at the break, you got this hood. It feels like you're in the shade, and it's really light. I just picked it up today, and it's kept me cool all day.
Awesome. Yeah. One of the other new things tonight, we've got this cowbell. And what is that all about? This is something kind of cool.
Well, there's a bit of intrigue. We're very excited about it, and we're in Wisconsin. There's cows, there's cowbells, but there's a moment tonight when the crowd knows when they're going to ring their cowbell, and we're really excited about it. So if you want to find out, you should come down, and there'll be 5,000 cowbells in a moment tonight. That's going to be great, and I'm really excited.
Downtown's going to be ringing, and of course, this is week 5. The summer's flying by. You know, how can people continue to support your mission right down here at the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra?
Yeah, it's a wonderful question, and we've been doing this for 42 years. It's a free event for our community. Accessibility to the arts and bringing the community together is paramount to our mission, but it does cost money, $1.1 million, and we're able to raise $800,000, so we have a funding gap, and we can receive help by people at home, people here. You can text WCO to 53555, that's WCO to 53555, and make a charitable contribution. Every little bit helps. Everybody here tonight, everybody at home, pitch in. Let's keep this Concerts on the Square season going.
Oh, absolutely. As far as logistics, I mean, people are out here. They can start laying their stuff down at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Show gets started at 7, but looks like it's going to be a good crowd tonight.
It's a great crowd. The first blanket, I always clock this in my head, 10 a.m. this morning.
Wow.
Right over there. Someone came with a book, and she's been there for 6 hours.
Good for her.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be a big night. It's Pops. Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. It's always a big night, and I think there's going to be a really good energy tonight.
Oh, I love it. Well, Joe, thanks so much. Looking forward to it this evening. And we're going to send it back to you guys in the studio. Susan, I got to pick on you for a second because I saw your text come through telling Alex and I that we look great. And Joe's like, where's my text? He wants your number, so that way you can tell him that too.
Well, that's before we knew about his cool jackets.
Yes. Now that we're in the know,
Yes.
Joe,
Yes.
you look
I would tell
spectacular.
you, but then the whole city of Madison would know my cell number. We'll talk offline.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
All right, thanks, guys.
And let's get a look at our first warn forecast with Jacob Montesano. Jacob?
Thanks, Brady. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know. We're going to continue to see warm temperatures even beyond this evening and tonight, as we're expecting heat indices in the lower 90s during the afternoon hours. We also will see some of those storms tonight and Thursday. And as we get into Sunday and Monday next week, we could see the heat index value get back at near 100. Still a bit unclear if that will happen, but it looks like Sunday and Monday may be kind of similar to what we're seeing right now. Now, I do want to start with those storms. Now, right now, they are well off to the north in northern Wisconsin, but bringing plenty of rain. In fact, there actually is a tornado warning just south of Wausau. The good news is that these are mostly going to stay north of our area throughout the evening. But once we get to the later overnight hours, we will start to see some of that rain move into our region. And then for Thursday, we do have a chance of some strong storms, mainly in the afternoon for this severe weather outlook. And it's mostly going to be for Madison and areas to the east. Now, as we take a look at the timing of these storms, those storms off to the north are going to begin kind of pushing into our area closer to midnight. As they go from the northwest to the southeast, they'll dissipate a little bit, not going to be as strong as they will be when they are north of our area, but still could produce some minor severe weather during the overnight hours, and they're going to continue to dissipate a little bit as they continue pushing to the east southeast. Madison and surrounding areas may still see some rain, and this is again for tonight into Thursday morning, but the better chance for storms for Madison will be in the afternoon Thursday, as we will see a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms may become more scattered as we get into the afternoon hours, and then that will clear out by the time we get to Thursday night. Now, overall rain chances are going to be pretty hit or miss the next couple of days, but almost every day there will continuously be that chance of rainfall. So several chances of rainfall with warm temperatures are in the forecast through the weekend and into early next week. It does look like by the time we get to the middle of next week, we'll finally start to see some relief from all this heat and maybe a relief from the rainfall as well.
Thank you, Jacob. A new playground for children with all kinds of abilities will be coming to Cottage Grove. Last year, the mother of a Miracle League player was at one of her son's games when she saw a little boy with a walker struggling to access the nearby playground. So she decided to propose a more accessible playground to the members of the Miracle League board. News 3 Now spoke with her about why this issue is so close to her heart.
I lost a sister who was autistic years ago. She was 13. She was in a wheelchair. Our family was part of building the first playground in Janesville that was fully accessible. She's no longer with us today, but I'm going to keep her memory alive, and it's so dear to my heart that I continue to make this playground for everybody.
Good to see. Fundraising for the playground at Bakken Park is now underway.
Way to go, man.
Yeah,
that's a wonderful thing to do. Well, our crews are battling the heat in downtown Madison tonight.
Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington joins us for a quick check on your concerts forecast when Live at 4 returns.
Let's send it back out to our crew live on the square this afternoon.
How's it feeling out there, Alex? Do you find a hood to keep yourself cool?
Feeling pretty toasty down here downtown. Fifth Concerts on the Square, about 2.5 hours away from commencing, but it's manageable, it's doable. I'm underneath the shade here. Occasionally we get a gust of wind. Here comes one right now, live television. It feels okay when you get that gust of wind, even though we have those heat index values pretty high in the low 100s across a good portion of Dane County. Right now at the airport, 98. That's what it feels like outside. To the west, it's 104 down the highway on Highway 14 and Cross Plains. Plains. A little warmer to the west because conditions cleared out after those morning showers and storms. A little bit cooler feels like factor to the east, 97 in Deerfield, but right around 100 degrees. As we zoom in out, look at the rest of southern Wisconsin, that heat index value upper 90s to the lower 100s. Again, as we've been mentioning for the past couple of days, first to let you know, with these warm, very warm conditions, take frequent breaks, find your shady spot, hydrate, 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 and again, take those cool moments, or take those moments to find a cool spot, and is provided your health is not susceptible to these warm conditions. Like I mentioned, it is pretty on the manageable side down here. That Concerts on the Square forecast again for tonight at 5 o'clock. We'll do a temperature right around 90 degrees. That's the actual air temperature, but the feels like factor is going to stay right around 100. Here comes another breeze right now, making it feel a little bit on the cooler side. 88 at the time that the concert starts, and 84 towards the end of the concert, with the heat index value staying on the warm side. But if you have plenty of hydration here, we got Gatorade, we got water, I think things will be pretty manageable for folks coming on downtown. And there are lots of folks that are setting up down here. I call this the community mural, with all of the myriad of all the different quilts that are being set up down here right now. And any thunderstorm chances should stay to the north in central northern Wisconsin, at least through the mid to late evening hours. And a little bit later, Jacob will track those storms further and where you can expect those storms to go. That's coming up in just a bit. But back to you folks in the studio.
All right, Alex, thanks. We'll check back in just a little while. Coming up on Live at 4, the other news of the day today, including federal funding cuts that are hitting another local group for a second time.
Tanisha Shaw shows us how it will affect the Literacy Network when Live at 4 is back.
You're watching News 3 Now, Live at 4, moving forward.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday hot and steamy day today on Live at 4.
Yeah, if you have a friend with a boat or a pool, give them a call today, maybe. Well, all week, our First Warn weather team has been tracking today's heat. We have team coverage of the alert day conditions. Chief Meteorologist Alex Harrington and our Josh Sprider are out braving the high temps at Concerts on the Square. Meteorologist Jacob Madison is in studio, and he'll bring us your full First Warn forecast later. But let's start with our pals, Alex and Josh, downtown. Hey, guys.
Hi guys, good afternoon. I've been proud of myself. I'm saying good afternoon. I was like, it's going to be a matter of time before I say good morning. Right. This usually is not my shift, but it's fun to cross paths with the afternoon and evening folks like yourself, Alex.
Yeah, we don't get to cross paths. Occasionally the noon, you and
sometimes,
I will interface.
Yeah.
But we got a pretty warm evening down here, but we've been chit-chatting throughout the course of the past hour that this breeze that we get periodically coming out of the south-southwest at 10, 50 miles per hour. And with the shade, it's pretty manageable down here.
It's not bad. We found a nice tree here that we're underneath today, and honestly, where all the blankets are. And once the sun goes down, that's the hottest part, is when you're out in the sun, it heats up about 20 or 30 degrees, it feels like.
Right, and when that sun gets behind the Capitol here, everything that we have for seating is going to be in the shade. So right now is the peak of the hottest conditions if for folks that might be sitting in the sun, and nobody's sitting out there right now. But that will change a little bit later in the evening. Let's take a look at the current heat index values out there right now. This is what it feels like to your body. We got 98 at the airport right now in Madison, 104 down the road in Cross Plains, 103 in Mount Horeb. A little warmer off towards the west with those heat index values because those areas cleared out after those morning showers and storms that many of us probably were woken up to. We got 105-degree heat index in Camp Douglas, 102 in Boscobel, and 105 to the east over towards Waukesha and over towards Milwaukee. That forecast for here for planning our evening, temperatures upper 80s, right around 90 degrees, but we do have that breeze. It's coming in right now at about 10 to 15 miles per hour, providing a little bit of that cooling factor. And as we get closer to the start of Concerts on the Square again, that sun is going to dip below the horizon, so temperatures will be in the 80s. Storm chances, can't rule thunderstorms a little bit later tonight in southern Wisconsin, but nothing in Dane County as we speak right now. Zooming on out on radar 3000, you take note off towards the north and towards the west. We do have thunderstorms up towards the Eau Claire area. They likely are going to stay towards the north, but as you folks are mentioning before, Jacob in the studio will have your full forecast and we'll track those storms and when you can expect additional storm chances in our future. But Josh and I are live down here downtown. Concerts on the Square begins in about 2.5 hours. and it's a bit on the warm side, but like we said, it's pretty manageable.
It's not bad when you're in the shade, and honestly, the breeze every once in a while. I wish there was a little bit more breeze.
Yes.
But we're sweating it off a little bit out here.
We're sweating it, but we've got hydration.
Got our hydration and all that stuff. Again, the show gets underway 7 o'clock tonight. Jeans and Classics making their return, and we'll have much more coming up a little bit later in our broadcast. So a lot of fun down here on the square. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, guys, enjoy it. Boy, the summer's going by too fast.
Yeah,
Only 2 concerts left.
Where does the time go?
Yep. All right, we'll check back in a little while, guys. Thank you. Our First Warn weather team has been forecasting today's alert day all week. And if you'd like to receive updates ahead of time and when there's severe weather near you, download the free First Warn weather app. Just search WISC weather wherever you get your apps.
A set of open record requests is shedding new light on President Trump's immigration agenda.
Our Kyle Pozorski reports on how a southern Wisconsin sheriff's office has entered into an agreement to help immigration and customs enforcement.
It was earlier this month when the American Civil Liberties Union of Wisconsin filed open records requests from 3 Wisconsin county jails. One of those was in Sauk County, where the ACLU found the Sheriff's Department, which oversees the jail, entered into an agreement to hold and transport immigrant detainees. This was done through a modification to a prior agreement with the U.S. Marshal Service. Through the new amendment, Sauk County will receive $106 per night to house a detainee, plus $38.45 will be charged for transporting individuals. ACLU of Wisconsin Senior Staff Attorney Tim Muth says the agreements by sheriffs in Sauk, Ozaukee, and Brown counties is concerning due to the way they were agreed on.
These contracts were all entered into without any public notice, without the public being aware that their local sheriff had decided that they wanted to assist ICE in the process of removing people from local communities.
Muth also believes that with more money being dispersed by the Trump administration to expand the country's detention space, we may see more counties enter into similar agreements. News 3 Now did reach out several times to Sauk County Sheriff Chip Meister for comment regarding the claims by the ACLU, but have not heard back. In Baraboo, Kyle Pozorski, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Kyle. And it is standard practice for federal law enforcement to contract with local agencies to temporarily house its inmates.
Marquette's Law School poll has a new national poll out today. It showed the approval rating for President Trump remains mostly unchanged from the poll that came out in May. There are deep partisan divides on just about every issue, of course. And while most people support deporting immigrants who came here illegally, the poll's director says there has been a significant shift.
That fell by 9 percentage points from May, and the percent who want to deport people who are in here illegally but have also been here for a long time and no criminal record, that's down to just 38% in favor of that.
And you can watch our full interview with Charles Franklin tomorrow on Live at 4.
Let's check stocks at midweek. On Wall Street, the Dow closed up 508 points. The Nasdaq is up 127, and the S&P 500 is up 49. Right now, the Literacy Network is facing another round of federal funding cuts.
We first reported on its funding changes back in April. News 3 Now's Tanisha Shaw shows us.
I feel also sad that these opportunities might be lost for students who have so much to offer our community.
Megan Kennedy is an instructor for the Literacy Network's transition program.
We work on academic reading and writing so that students have the skills to enter the workforce and also to enter our university systems or continue with secondary education if that's something that they want to do.
This program that helps people of all ages for free is expected to go through adjustments after the nonprofit lost another one of their grants.
So for the whole state of Wisconsin, it's about $7 million. For Literacy Network, it is a grant that is $72,000 a year over 4 years that is lost.
In April, the Literacy Network lost $74,000 towards its citizenship classes. In 2025, the nonprofit lost approximately $146,000 that supported 2 of their core programs. I'll have more on how this can negatively impact Wisconsin's workforce tonight at 6. Reporting in Madison, Tanisha Shaw, News 3 Now.
Thank you, Tanasia. Boy, there's a lot going on this week.
Busy.
Packers training camp, concerts on the square, and restaurant week is still happening right now.
Oh, I'm tired just hearing all that. We'll share a preview of Text Hub's special menu this week, later on Live at 4. And we continue with our team coverage of alert day conditions due to the heat. Jacob Montesano has your full first warn forecast.
Plus, we'll check back in with our crew live at the Packers' first open practice of the season. That's all coming up on Live at 4. Let's get back to our team live this afternoon up in Green Bay.
Andrew Banstra and Jason Wilde are live with the Packers for their first open practice. Good afternoon, everyone.
There is just something special about being back in Green Bay for the first day of Packers training camp. As the team rode their bikes down the street to the Ray Nitschke practice field, they had dreams of a run in the postseason. For as much success as they've had lately, their general manager Brian Gutekunst says it's definitely time to make that next step. A step that starts with winning the NFC North and ends by raising the Lombardi Trophy.
You know, when these games get here, there's no second chances, there's no do-overs. You know, every play that, we haven't hit on in those playoff games before, we got to make those teams pay and be able to capitalize. So I think it just starts with that consistency. But we're definitely primed to take that next step. That's the focus and the goal that we talk about every day.
I don't feel like until I get that trophy, I don't feel like I've accomplished anything. And that's really my number one goal at this point in my career.
So you heard Josh Jacobs say he won't be satisfied until he gets that trophy. If he's going to do it with this team this year, what will it take?
Well, Josh Jacobs is a big part of that, right? I mean, he was the engine that made this offense go. What they need are more guys to be like Josh Jacobs, to be productive consistently. He ran for 1,300 yards. They need Jordan Love to be more consistent than he was. They need those wide receivers who've all flashed really good things to do those things more consistently. The same thing has to happen on defense. If those things happen, then they've got a chance at that trophy.
Well, the guys that are blocking for Josh Jacobs and Jordan Love got paid big this offseason. It was all smiles for Zach Tom today. We'll tell you all about that coming up at 5. For now, for Jason Wilde, I'm Andrew Banstra, signing off from Lambeau Field for News 3 Sports.
All right, thank you guys. Boy, it's so exciting when football comes back, isn't it?
Yes, it brings all sorts of people together to enjoy the camaraderie in the game.
Yep, best time of the year is almost here. Coming up on Live at 4, Jacob has your first warn forecast.
And Restaurant Week continues. We'll show you what's on the special menu this week at Text Hubs. And let's get a look at our first warn forecast with meteorologist Jacob Montesano.
Yeah, right now we aren't seeing any storms in southern Wisconsin, but we are in central and northern Wisconsin. And for those of you tuning in from the northern portion of our viewing area, northern Juneau and Adams County, just to the south of this line of storms that is moving a little bit to the south as well. Now, it looks like it is dissipating slightly, but still likely going to produce that rainfall at some point during the evening and into the early overnight hours. Now, those storms are really just going to kind of hug our viewing area, the northern portion of our viewing area, for the next couple of hours. But once we get closer to midnight, we'll see those storms drift into the western portion of our area. Again, they are going to dissipate a little bit, not going to be as strong once they get to our area, but still produce that rain, possibly some minor severe weather as well. And then as we continue through the morning, it's going to continue to dissipate a little bit as it pushes further to the east. So Madison and surrounding areas, not as great of a chance for rainfall during the morning, but once we get to the afternoon, we're going to see a few isolated to scattered showers and thunderstorms forming. And these storms also have a small chance to be severe, although it does look like we are going to be dry for a good portion of the afternoon hours, but when it does rain, if it rains, the rainfall could be heavy, so just be aware of that if you plan on being outside. Still be warm also, just not quite as warm as what we're seeing today, and then it does look like we are going to see that rain mostly clear out of the area for the evening. Now, looking at the current heat index values, upper 90s to low 100s across Dane County, and that's the case for everybody. How about 105 in Camp Douglas? And you can see with the color coding that those areas there are seeing the thunderstorms just behind those storms. It definitely feels a lot cooler, but despite the fact that we will see those storms and it may cool down briefly, in general, we're still going to be seeing some very warm temperatures going forward. So looking at the heat index forecast for Thursday, upper 80s to low 90s are expected. Friday looks like the best day, but still in the middle to upper 80s for the heat index values, getting back close to 90 for some areas on Saturday. And then for Sunday and Monday of next week, they are likely going to rise a bit more, middle 90s for some on Sunday. And then Monday, we could get back close to the triple digits for some locations. May have to put another alert day in the forecast for that, but a lot can still change between now and then, so we are holding off at this moment. But it really just goes to show that it is still going to be very warm for the next couple of days. Just because we don't have alert days in the forecast for the temperatures, it doesn't mean that we're not going to see those warm conditions. Now, it will finally start to improve by the middle of next week, and early signs show that August will actually have a cool start to the month, so that is certainly some good news.
Oh, I can't believe it's almost August. Wow. All right, Jacob, thank you. And before we leave you this afternoon on Live at 4, let's take one last check on our crew downtown.
Alex Harrington and Josh Sprider are at concerts on the square. Josh, Alex?
Hey guys, once again, honestly, it's better than I expected it to be out here. I was preparing for the worst because you just never know. The weather this year has been crazy. We're on week 5, and every week we've been battling storms. We've been battling the temperatures, and here we are once again with the extreme heat. But honestly, not too bad here in the shade, Alex.
It really isn't. We're hydrating, so hydrate. Everybody who's
and everything.
And folks who are coming here, they're bringing big coolers full of water. So again, if you're coming downtown, bring that water with you. Bring stuff to hydrate with you. You're going to be underneath the shade. Every now and then we get a gust of wind, cools things down a little bit. It's pretty manageable, in my opinion, overall. I agree.
It really is, and there's a lot of folks already out here. Again, those blankets can already be set down, and there isn't a lot of grass still showing. Again, the show is still about 2 hours away from going underway here. Jeans and Classics making their return. A really fun group here, and of course, it's Dark Side of the Moon night, so this is going to be a fun evening. And honestly, it's still bright out, but I think a lot of folks are ready for that sun to maybe go dark this evening.
Yes. We were just looking back in the background there. There's a couple of folks setting up at their tables where the sun now where the Capitol now is casting a shadow. So as that continues to cast along the rest of the tables here, we'll likely see a lot of other folks start congregating right here just in front of the performers that, again, start at 7 o'clock tonight.
Yeah, we'll be looking forward to that moment. Coming up here at 5 Guys, we'll be talking to Maestro Andrew Sewell himself about what folks can expect here for music this evening.
Did you get some cowbells? Did you guys bring your cowbells? Oh, you can't hear it.
We'll have to check in with them later. Oh, there are the cowbells.
Oh, there you go. They got them. Good job.
Thanks, guys. We'll be right back. In the 608, it's Madison Restaurant Week.
And we're checking out some of the local businesses taking part this year. Before he went to concerts on the square today, Josh Sprider visited the Near East Side. He went to Tex Tubbs, where he spoke with the executive chef about their special Restaurant Week menu.
We got our choco flan here, which is chocolate cake and flan. Got a little bit of dulce de leche on there. We've ran that before. People seem to like it, so we'll keep it going. This is our cauliflower flautas, so GBD, golden brown and delicious, fried flautas with cauliflower mash, pepper jack cheese, corn salsa, top with guac, lettuce, pico, all the good stuff. And then this one's a little bit more creative. This is birria ramen. It's kind of a trendy dish nowadays. So it's a mix of birria, so braised, chuck roast, and ramen. So, yeah.
You can learn more about Tex Tubbs on channel3000.com. That looks good.
It does look good. Maybe a nice cool margarita on a night like tonight,
or
Jacob.
Anything cool does sound good. You can kind of feel the heat and humidity in here a little bit, just a little bit stickier than normal. But yeah, I mean, it is July. This was bound to happen. Again, we had some of those temperatures in June, but it does look like August might actually have a cool start towards next weekend. So we'll see what happens.
All right, we'll hear more about that coming up. Thanks, Jacob. We'll be right back. Here's what's coming up tomorrow on Live at 4. Mount Horeb is getting ready for its first country music fair. We'll tell you how the event is giving back to the community. And straight ahead at 5, how one UW Health doctor is tackling Madison's housing problem after she experienced it firsthand. Thanks for watching today on Live at 4. We hope to see you back here tomorrow. You can always find us streaming 24/7 on Channel 3000+. News 3 Now at 5 starts right now.